Hello everyone and welcome back to the Book Brood. Today I'm going to be starting a new series which goes into a bit more depth on some of the books that I am reading with my children as part of our homeschool. We take a very literary heavy approach to homeschool. We loosely follow Build Your Library and Torchlight, both secular literature based homeschool programs. So that's what we do. Currently I have a second grader and a third grader, and so I'm just going to kind of go through what we're doing right now. Right now we are trying to finish up level 1 in basically in both of those programs. We're very eclectic and we follow a lot of rabbit holes and go into our own direction. So basically, I'm going to show you what we did this last week and what I'm hoping to get to next week. So the first thing, these are in no particular order, but the first thing I want to talk about is A Drop of Water, a book of science and wonder by Walter Wick. And I really enjoyed this book because this goes into detail about the properties of water. And so you've got obviously water, and then there's ice, snow, condensation, and then it breaks it down into small bite-sized little science explanations. The pictures are wonderful. The explanations are just long enough and just complicated enough to really expand the conversation and get their little brains thinking. I really enjoyed this. I'm really hoping to find more like this. We also finished up You Wouldn't Want to Live Without Clean Water, written by Roger Canavan, illustrated by David Antrim. We have a ton of these and we slowly work through them. They're different topics. So obviously we were talking about water, so this was important. We currently live in a place where we do not drink the tap water, and so it was not the case where we lived before. So it's been quite an adjustment for the children and us too. Another thing we read is The Librarian Who Measured the Earth, illustrated by Kevin Hawkes. And we are studying ancient cultures this year. That's level 1. So this was perfect. This was a story about, what's his name? Aristosthenes? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Who worked out the math while living in Alexandria and measured the earth, just like it says on the tin. Another thing we read was Punctuation Celebration by Elsa Knight Bruno, illustrated by Jenny Whitehead. And I didn't love this one, but the kids had fun with it. It goes over different forms of punctuation, and there's a little tiny poem and kind of tells you how to use the punctuation. I don't think it gave enough information, so I felt like I had to add a lot to this, which is fine, but I don't think that they learned anything from this. And then a DNF we got pretty far into it, but this is Pandora of Athens, 399 BC by Barry Denenburg. And I still have my bookmark in here. So we got to page 76 out of 124. It wasn't engaging, I don't know. And then there was a long section about fertility and fertility rights, and I don't know, it wasn't very fun, so we DNF'd that one. We were studying about ancient Greece. We've moved on to Rome. We're slowly moving our way through Story of the World, even though this drives me crazy, because we do try and teach secular worldview, and this is very much not secular. So I skip a bunch of the Bible stories, basically, that are scattered around through here. We jump around. I do think that this is very engaging. It has a nice storytelling flow to it, and my oldest especially really enjoys this. So this is the second time we're rereading through this. We didn't finish it the first time, and honestly, I don't think we're gonna finish it the second time either, but it is nice to have these around. So yeah, that's volume 1, and we will be moving on to volume 2 in the fall. We're also slowly working our way through the Usborne Encyclopedia of World History. These are good. These are really engaging and really fun. They've got a 2-page spread, and they make it really easy to just do little bite-sized chunks of information. So we'll continue to work our way through that probably for the next several years. And then this is our poetry book that we're working on right now. This is Childhood, an anthology of verse and prose. Okay, well, it doesn't give any credit to an editor there, but this is the one we're working on right now. It is really nice because it has these old paintings to go along with the poems. So we're really enjoying that. I think I'm enjoying it a little more than the children. They are a bit more complicated with the language, the older language. But we are still working our way through the art book of the white book, the art book of children. We have the yellow book still to go, so that'll probably just bleed over into the next year because we haven't finished this. I'm hoping to finish this in the next couple of weeks, but these are nice because, let's see, we're on page 63, so we're almost there. These help to explain what to look for in specific pieces, and it gives a little tiny bite-sized bit of information about the artist and a little bit of the history of the piece. So these are really nice. We're really enjoying these. Okay, so we're gonna continue on with all of those, the Story of the World Encyclopedia, poetry, and the art book in the next week. But like I said, we are going into Rome. So right now we are working our way through, we just started this on Friday, the Roman Diary, the Journal of Iliona, a Young Slave, by Richard Platt, illustrated by David Parkins. Yeah, both of them. So I don't love this series. This is the second one we've done so far. It's told in journal form, and the bigger one just has bigger pictures. Oops, I'm not sure if you can see that with the glare. And they're okay. They're a nice little bite-sized introduction. We also have this Usborne Illustrated World History, the Romans, which has little bite-sized spreads, which is nice. And then we have slowly been making our way. I really enjoy this book. I found this at Half Price Books. This is Warriors, All the Truth, Tactics, and Triumphs of History's Greatest Fighters by James Harpur. This is fun because it's got a lot of, so like there's a poster right there. There's a lot of extras in this, but we're just taking it one two-page spread as we start learning about that group in our history. So we've done the Assyrians, the Spartans, Alexander the Great. We somehow missed the Celts, which is kind of, whoops, I dropped the ball there. And now we'll move on to the Romans. There we go. Anyways, this is a fun little break in our more strenuous reading. We're also, for literature right now, working our way through the series of unfortunate events. We just finished book 9, and we're on chapter 3 of book 10, and that's The Slippery Slope by Lemony Snicket. And, you know, we've got like a dozen more books that we dip in and out of here and there, but for the most part, those are the ones we just finished and the ones we're in the middle of and the ones I'm hoping to get to this coming week. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.